Hello everyone, I am Lilia Faudoa.
I'm Valentina Sagastume.
In today's episode on Beyond the Evidence, we will be discussing the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.
We will discuss MLK, James Earl Ray, evidence, the manhunt, his alternative names, and much more.
To deal with this problem of the two Americas.
My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
It was April 3rd, 1968, and King had arrived in Memphis, Tennessee to prepare for a march on behalf of the Memphis sanitation strike. King was known for leading peaceful protests like the nonviolent boycott on segregation. He won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 for his nonviolent campaign against racism. He was most known for his I Have a Dream speech.
The next day, April 4th, 1968, James Earl Ray discovers from a morning newspaper that King is staying at the Lorraine Motel in room 306. Ray is already staying in Memphis at the New Rebel Motel, but he comes across the Bessie Brewer's rooming house, which is adjacent to the Lorraine Motel. Around 3:30 p.m., he changes his location to Bessie Brewer's and books a room under the name John Willard.
He rents room 5B, which overlooks the Lorraine Hotel. He notices that the bathroom window has the best view of King's room, and about 30 minutes later, Ray purchases a pair of binoculars to watch for King.
First, let's rewind. On March 30th, 1968, Ray buys a .30 to .06 rifle in Alabama under the name Harvey Lohmeyer before traveling to Tennessee. Back to April 4th, around 5:55, King exits his hotel room to go to dinner with Reverend Ralph Abernathy and others on King's staff. King stalls on the balcony to talk to his driver in the courtyard below.
At 6:01 p.m., with one single shot, Martin Luther King is struck on the lower right side of his face, causing him to collapse on the floor. Ray leaves his room and abandons his rifle and suitcase on the sidewalk in front of Kniep's Amusement Company. Kniep's company informs the police that a white male had run through an alley and dropped a bundle. He fled the scene in a white Ford Mustang.
After King is rushed to St. Joseph's Hospital, police find Ray's abandoned bundle that contains the rifle, binoculars, and the newspaper, revealing King's location. Ray has made his way into Mississippi during this time.
At 7:05 p.m., King is pronounced dead at the hospital. The police broadcast this information, and the manhunt for King's assassin begins. After this information was broadcast nationally, major outbreaks and protests occurred across the U.S. Over 1,000 people were injured and over 6,000 were arrested.
The manhunt is the largest FBI investigation yet. More than 3,500 investigators are participating and costing over $2 million. With the rifle in the bundle, the FBI traced it to Aero Marine Supply in Birmingham and found the receipt signed by a man named Harvey Lohmeyer.
After Ray drives to Atlanta, he abandons his Mustang after wiping it clean of fingerprints. He is on his way to travel across the country to Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. He sees this place of refuge where he will be celebrated for his deed.
King's funeral is held at Ebenezer Baptist Church. Over 50,000 people accompanied the coffin.
The FBI believes the evidence left behind in the bundle belonged to either Eric S. Galt, Harvey Lohmeyer, or John Willard. FBI traces Ray's shirt to Home Service Laundry in California, who tells them the name on the receipt belongs to Eric S. Galt. The FBI in Atlanta finds the Mustang is registered to Eric Galt, seeing through a sticker that the car was last serviced the previous February in Los Angeles. The garage's records give the address of Ray's apartment in LA.
The FBI gets a photo of said Eric Galt from the International School of Bartending. They investigate money orders in LA and find one from Galt to the Locksmithing Institute. He completed a session in Atlanta where a local address is listed. They search Galt's room in Atlanta, where they discover an Atlanta map with pencil markings showing he tracked down King's movements. The map provides a clear left thumbprint.
Federal detectives begin to match fingerprints with a collection of over 53,000 prints, and around the 700th print, they discover a match: James Earl Ray. The FBI immediately distributed posters of Ray's name and mugshots around the country, proving that Eric Galt is in fact Ray.
Ray obtains a passport under the name George Snyde and travels to London. He misses a boat to Africa and Portugal and returns to London. FBI released Ray's name and updated the list of airports worldwide for the watch and detain list. Ray attempts to buy a ticket to Belgium, while an immigration officer spots Ray's passports and finds George Snyde on the watch and detain list. He is immediately arrested and trial is in session. James Earl Ray pleads guilty to killing Martin Luther King Jr. and is sentenced to 99 years in Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in Tennessee.
Okay, the big conspiracy. Did Ray assassinate MLK, or was this a crazy messed up setup?
Well, after Ray initially confessed to killing MLK, he then recanted his confession and said he was being set up by a man named Raul. Raul was an assassinator and a guy involved in illegal activity that would manipulate Ray into being at MLK's scene.
Raul being in illegal activity interested Ray because he wanted in on all of the money. Ray got in contact with Raul and asked if he could be a part of whatever he was in. So Raul accepted and gave him tasks to do, like buying a rifle and binoculars under the name of Harvey Lohmeyer, renting a room at the boarding house, asking him to use multiple fake names, and traveling to different places.
Ray claimed that he thought these were just errands that he was running for Raul and didn't realize he was being set up for something bigger. The tragic assassination of a visionary leader and advocate for the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King Jr.
Little does everyone know, Raul never existed. Ray made this fictional character up to deflect blame and maintain his innocence. So, Ray did assassinate MLK.
But did he? MLK's own children and family members claim that Ray was set up, and their defense for him is that there were plenty of inconsistencies in evidence and believed Ray's conspiracy.
And final, it's up to you guys to agree whether or not Ray did or did not kill him.
Well, this concludes the end of our episode, The Day the Dream Died. Stay tuned next week to hear another case on Beyond the Evidence.